Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. Today is November the 18th, 2018. I had to think about what day it was there. And we're going to be harvesting the Brussels sprouts. The deer actually jumped the garden fence, and they got in the garden. They did eat some of the Brussels sprouts, and I'll show you the rest of the damage that they did then. They did a job on it. So I'm going to show you here how to harvest them. Yeah, I'm holding the camera here.
Is this okay?
Yep. So we're just snapping them off the plant here. I'm holding the camera, so I have my mom snapping them off the plants. And I have a bag that we're putting them in. And we're going to be getting everything else out of the garden that we can, because once they got in once, they're going to keep getting in again. And they destroyed just about everything. So my mom's just pushing on the Brussels sprout heads, and we'll have to dig down under the snow to get the other ones.
Oops.
So I'm going to let her finish harvesting these, and then when we're done with it, come back and show you what we got. And we had about between 5 and 8 inches of snow. We did have some ice mixed in with it, so we still have snow on the ground. So we'll be back. So this is some of the damage from the deer. My cauliflower, because we cut our cauliflower up higher when we harvest it off of the main stalk, we do get side shoots that come off and give us extra cauliflower. So this is the only one that's left over here. The deer devoured the rest of them, as you can see here. And that's actually a cabbage lopper there. You can see what they did. Just gonna walk up through here. These were our cabbage plants. Most of the cabbage is gone. We're gonna get off what we can. These are the secondary heads. The first ones we already got off. We've been eating them in place of lettuce, and then we had made sauerkraut with them. So you can see what they did to the broccoli over here. They just completely mowed it down. And this stuff would have kept going for us. We actually, after it had snowed, we got some cabbage actually harvested out of the garden. We didn't take it all out because they weren't in the garden. The deer weren't in the garden. But it was still good to eat, and we could have kept eating off of it. I mean, it was a little frozen in the center, but honestly, you didn't even notice it. You can see here they just nipped this one here off and left it lay. But it was still good to eat. They busted this plant here to pieces. We still have a few cabbage heads over here that they didn't eat, so we're going to be taking these off so we can have them to eat. And this was my beautiful red acre cabbage. They nipped that one off and just left it lay. You can see they did have solid heads on them. They just devoured them. And then over here you can see what they ate. So this was a nice, would have been a nice head of cabbage there. So we're going to be digging around in the snow trying to find whatever we can find left to get out so we don't keep eating it. So we can actually get more out of it. I'll show you another one up here. Left of the broccoli plants that were flowering, and they were starting to go to seed. And they left the deer left their tracks. So they did a job on the stuff, for sure. Huh? So this is the little head of cauliflower. The bigger one we got off earlier in the season. These are the ones that shot off from the sides, and it did have other ones on it, other cauliflowers, but the deer munched them down.
That's all we got of them.
So this is all we got of the Brussels sprouts. The deer did eat some of them. So, not what we wanted to happen, but
same.
So, we're feeling the heads of cabbage to see if we can find any that we can get off, for any solid heads. These are okay. And we're going to just keep going down through the line and
one or same bag.
harvesting what we can find. So you just feeling around in them and you break off the good.
You make good sandwiches too with your bologna.
Oh yeah, they do make good sandwiches. So when we're done harvesting this, I'll come back and I'll show you what all we... So this is a little piece of broccoli that we found. It's really good and sweet right now to eat. And we didn't plant a fall broccoli crop. This is actually still the same broccoli that we started out with in the springtime. We didn't do any fall cabbage. We didn't do any fall cauliflower or anything like that. These are all still the same original plants. And what we actually did is I just kept feeding them. I fed them with the Sea Magic. I fed them with the Epsom plant tone. The broccoli was fed with the Eco Scraps 555 plant food, and it was also fed with Sea Magic. And they were fed, I believe, also with Epsom salt. So I'll put links down below for all of that. And what we actually did with our broccoli is we just kept harvesting it off, and it kept giving all the side shoots, and it just kept going. You can see there's a little piece right there that the deer didn't get. And it's just really good and sweet. Even the cabbage, even though it was kind of like frozen in a way, it was still really sweet to eat. And the Brussels sprouts, the frost and the cold, that made them even sweeter too. So just if you can wait and harvest it later on, it's gonna be sweeter for you. But we left some of these hoping that they'll form into heads, and hopefully the deer don't finish them off, but usually once they get in, they keep coming back from what we've seen. Now, your cabbage, if you're growing like an heirloom type of cabbage and you want the seeds from it, you actually have to let the cabbage heads go. And in the second year, what they actually do is they split the cabbage heads open so the seed stalk can come up easier, and then they harvest the seeds off of it. So that's how you get cabbage seeds. Kind of interesting. I've never done it. I've never left mine go that long because we do eat it. So this is what we managed to salvage off for the cabbage. And we are going to put this in the refrigerator, keep it nice and cool for us. And deer and gardens don't mix. They're not friends. You can see what they did to this one here. So the garden fence is actually over 6 foot high. We have a chain link fence up, and then we actually ran 2 other wires going across. There's one there, and then there's one up there. So They're over 6 feet high, and they jumped it. So it's not the first time that they've jumped this fence in the wintertime. The deer have been eating my hydrangea bushes. I have fences up around them, and they started eating my hybrid tea rose, one of them. They actually reached down over the fence, and they've been eating the berries off of the burning bush. So they're definitely destructive to your gardens and your landscape. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave them below and I'll try and answer them for you. Please don't forget to hit that little notification button. I'll tell you when I put a new video on. Thank yous for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.